Yoga for Healing Warriors. How is it going this Saturn day? We're going to tap right in, jump right in and see what the ancestors and guides, master teachers, archangels have for us to know. I know in a whole, if you're on the upper side and you've been fighting battles that have come to an end, just during this time it's like the smoke clearing. There may be a few others being grabbed up by the neck at this time also that are just realizing they made a wrong turn. I'd like to know, and I'm sure you would too, about the star seeds, those that are holding the light, those that are breaking generational curses. That would be nice. But we usually hear what the other side is doing, what their plans are, and what their fails are. This may be something about that workplace affair. What is it that we need to know? Oh, so we're talking about this selfish person. Someone that may like to wear shades, even when it's dusk. Maybe a smoker. But it's someone that likes to look a certain way, portray a certain character. They chose a role instead of choosing themselves. Love child in reverse. Either they were not made out of love, or they've created something that's not a love child. Maybe a child that's not theirs, that they thought they created in love. Karmic lesson. Let's see. I know I heard a card fall. I thought for sure I heard a card fall, but I don't see one. New card. Karmic lesson. In reverse. This is someone that has not learned from a karmic lesson. This can go a few ways. This could be someone that's having it their way. They put their foot down. They have no ties to this person, and they're not dealing with a karmic lesson. But let's see. I have to go a little bit further. What is this my way? Trap. Side hustle. And meditation. Healing. I'm getting this is someone you don't have any ties to, someone that has not learned the lesson, that's trapped in a side hustle, that part, that role that they're playing. And they need to meditate. They need to heal. Jezebel energy. What is this child, love child in reverse? Twin flame. You don't have a love child with this twin flame. There's no bonds. There's no ties. With this person that's trapped in a side hustle that needs to heal. This karmic lesson in reverse. They're not moving on. They're not breaking free from their toxicity, their stubbornness, their arrogance. They're stuck in their pride and ego. They're playing a role they're trapped in while they need to heal. They're losing sleep, worry, replaying events over and over in their head in a vicious cycle, thinking about you. What was this side hustle? What is this side hustle? Whatever this side hustle is that has them trapped, has them feeling like shit, and they're getting shocking news. How you detached. Because they are detached from themselves. So you ghosted them. This was something hot and cold. Never smooth, but always a roller coaster because someone wanted it their way. They were selfish. They were arrogant. And now their heart is ablaze with heartache. You let that love burn. And they're looking at you. This twin flame with no connection, no ties, that's using manipulation, spell work, working in the dark, possibly with a redheaded female. And they're getting readings on you, trying to see what you're up to. What is this magic about, this making their wish? They're not able to mirror you. They're not on the same energy. Mirroring, not in mocking, regurgitating, but mirroring as far as the level of elevation that you're at. That vibration. But too many are listening to these damn karmic, unenlightened readers that think it's funny when two karmic men want to fight for you. Sex addicts. Lost in the dark. Living in the shadows of their addictions. They're not able to mirror you. You're not in massive regrets. Or maybe they're not in massive regrets. This is coming to an end. A final end. There won't be too many there to mourn this person. That's massive regrets in reverse. They're not in regret over these manipulation tactics, but they're fucked up over not able to elevate and mirror your energy. To be creative, to be that of a star seed. And they're all in their feelings. Because they're deep in debt. They may have even lost their job in this realm. What about these feelings over a divine feminine that has rejected this karmic slash narcissistic masculine that can't move on and that's not learning the lessons. They're constantly hot and cold, feeling like shit, shady in reverse. They don't think that what they're doing or their behavior is anything wrong with it. You're not shady. And you're not going through legal actions, or they may be wanting to come to you because they're not wanting to deal with legal actions, because they're consciously making themselves unaware of their own actions. This is why they're stuck and they can't move forward. This is why they cannot elevate. Give me a card on this divine feminine. Bad news. Love spell. So we know they did magic. Now there's some bad news about a love spell. You turned your back on them. The love spell didn't work. Now I know they've got to be going mad. What do we need to know about this legal? This divine masculine. Spirit's making it clear. They're overwhelmed and you're fed up with them. You're aware. And just as I said, we are always told what their plans are, what they've done in the past. To this queen bee, a divine feminine that's confident and secure and career focused. So now we clearly have divine masculine and divine feminine on the board. Let's pull some tarot. There will be celebrations, or maybe there's a group that has been celebrating that's going on in the background, that's finding out some information. So now we have divine masculine, divine feminine. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Because this is even better than what I was even asking in the beginning of this read for. This is excellent. Moving forward to victory. Being the leader that you are in your confidence. Moving forward, allowing for more financial gain and success and more rewards. And when I say rewards, I'm not talking about recognition just like in a 3D. Oh, I know them, or oh, they're in this book. Oh, they're in this magazine. I'm talking rewards spiritually. Breaking generational curses on your lineage is a great reward. That is the greatest victory. It's way more than a 30-minute meetup with cameras and lights and a crowd around you. I'd rather have my ancestors and guides and those in this other realm that I'm here fighting this war for. 7 generations. What do we need to know about this divine masculine? King of Swords. And what about this divine feminine energy? Who is this divine feminine? This one is somebody that's working hard behind the scenes. Someone's being diligent. What else? King of Cups energy wanted to come over. What about this divine feminine? Whoa, somebody is getting the Ace of Pentacles. Someone that's standing their guard, standing their post, strong, with a huge heart, defending their territory and themselves. This feminine this feminine masculine, this divine feminine is very well balanced in her divine masculine and feminine energy. That is another part of the test that you must get correct to elevate. Trust me, you want to do well in that school called Life University. You're not here to come punch in a 9 to 5 to see how much you can increase your bank account, because that's going to automatically come as you soul search yourself and learn the truth about yourself. And you are on your path and you meet those in a 3D. And before you know it, things you learned and read, they start clicking. Justice. Someone that's not celebrating. This is someone that's doing this solo dolo. They've been having a lack of support. She's felt unwelcomed. May have gone through a lot of transitions. But this divine feminine is either justice herself, or they're keeping that piece, that portion. For only certain ones to know, I guess. But if you notice, this King of Swords and this Justice both have their sword up in the same hand. This is someone that has spiritual authority, has rank. Someone that moved away from this King of Swords and took the lessons. And as I said, has gone through many transitions. They're stable and they're making progress, traveling forward, leaving all that she has to leave behind in order to fulfill her mission. This Queen Bee that so many want to be, but you must follow the rules and the guides. And you will learn what walking by faith really means. It's like adult Simon says, but it's in your life. But you must be quiet and listen to see which way you're guided. And before you know it, you'll feel like you're like Deion Sanders or Barry Sanders or whatever. The ones that can flip and roll around, spin around on the tiptoe on the field and still keep pushing forward. They almost get you in their grasp, but then you spin right out of it. You are justice. You're here to cut down the unnecessary obstacles. Assist others along the way by sharing your story. Maybe this divine masculine thought you were going to be his Bonnie to his Clyde, a ride or die, dedicated to the end. To live for money, to look apart. This King of Swords lift off on spilling the beans on what's going on here because justice is out. This King of Swords took fast action. And now the wait is over. The beans are being spilt. That they're untrustworthy. And the cat's out the bag. That they have a long journey. They were in it to win it. Long-term invested. Now they must get their justice. And what is this justice? That you are no longer connected, chained to this individual, this beast, that's being dragged deeper into the dark of codependency, being weighed down. That's what they wanted for you. They were very extra, dramatic, and they tried too hard to get something started. And these beans being spilt. Detective. They're not accusations. What people are seeing, they don't even have to dig for. It's already clearly in view. There's no accusations needed. Because there are receipts, evidence. They're guilty as charged and being exposed. All of them. Not just this King of Swords. I'll be back with another one later.